Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. This is a blog I received from a worker at the National Botanical Gardens in Barbados. It's a venue where a lot of shows are held. It's like a pet project of Mia Mottley. They get paid, the employees at National Botanical Gardens, they get paid via NCC. So it's attached to the government, and the Whistleblower Protection Act goes into play with anything I get from people in Barbados. There's a Whistleblower Protection Act, okay? So with that said, and with this being like it's kind of a statutory part of government, let's go with this. So as this worker is saying, they work at the National Botanical Gardens, which is located in Waterford, St. Michael. It is near Commerce School, and they are subject to victimization and wrongdoings by their bosses, Nigel, Jones, one, Walters, especially one. She constantly insults the staff and she calls them names, and she keeps threatening their jobs. As recently as Tuesday, that was last week, Tuesday, a colleague was wrongfully dismissed. This colleague was home sick, and he was also dealing with the death of a loved one, and then his wife had a stroke. My colleague sent in sick papers and was corresponding with management, but management, they don't care about anyone but themselves. This is 4 years. We've been working without any benefits. We don't get vacation. We don't get NIS. When we're on sick leave, we don't get paid. Lots of things are happening that the Prime Minister, she knows nothing about, okay? The minister responsible for Botanical Gardens, Adrian Ford, knows what's happening, but he does nothing about it. My colleagues should not have been sent, well, one colleague should not have been sent home on Tuesday. So I think this is what really started this particular feeling about, the mismanagement and the poorly treated employees. When this particular employee was sent home on Tuesday, it's a matter of principle. We need justice at Botanical Gardens, because what happened to my colleague can happen to any of us. There was also a shooting at Botanical Gardens 2 years ago involving a colleague named Dario. And would you believe it happened a Wednesday, and we had to turn up for work the following day. Up to this day, we haven't received no type of counseling, like grief counseling or whatever kind of counseling. People become traumatized when someone walks into where they're working and start, shooting up the place. You need something to settle your nerves, okay? And then when people self-medicate, you have something to say to them about that too. There's no win-win in this at all. The Prime Minister needs to visit Botanical Gardens and hear our grievances, because Minister Ford does nothing about our complaints. Remember, Adrian Ford does nothing about the complaints that he's getting. And, if they're writing to me, I'm the last resort, okay? They usually do other things before they decide to be a whistleblower, okay? Barbadians try to go through the right way of doing things first before they reach out to me. So here it is. So he's doing nothing about the complaints. Another thing that needs looking into is where our monies go when we are on sick leave and when we miss a day of work. Botanical Gardens, it needs an overhaul, okay? It needs overhauling. One needs to know she can't treat people like cattle. She cannot treat people like chattel. Always talking about her daughter and grandson and that they come first in her life. But when it comes to staff, our family should come last. Okay, if her grandson and her daughter is first in her life, shouldn't that be something that the other people working there employ? Can't they embrace that way of thinking for their families? Okay, so long story short, they're stealing our money. Everyone is saying what happened on Tuesday to our colleague was wrong, but we are afraid to say anything because of fear of victimization. Please help. Adrian Ford is not doing his job. Adrian Ford is not doing his job. Had Adrian Ford been doing his job, I would not be here talking about this. I would not be here talking about this, okay? Mia Mottley, do something to help people at this particular agency, Botanical Gardens. As they said, a lot of your fetes and whatever else that goes on to bring money into Barbados and entertain the tourists, it happened. These things happen at this particular facility. So make sure that the people are well taken care of, okay? At first, they said they didn't have a photo of these two people, but then someone sent it to them. This is one, Walters and Nigel Jones. It's Nigel Jones, okay? I forgot to mention that a colleague that now started working got 2 weeks leave and got back her job. And she was bragging, okay, that she took the leave to celebrate her birthday. And our colleague that was here from inception, from the get-go, took time because his wife had a stroke and he was unceremoniously dismissed. This is not right. There's no justice for contract workers in Barbados. We can't even get a loan from any financial institution, okay? I always tell people to speak the truth. I always say that when I tell them what to do. I say, whatever you do, make sure it's true, because it's going to come back and knock you if it's not. Okay, just letting you know that I sent you all the information. Okay. So yeah, this is it. This is the end of this particular blog. The people who work at Botanical Gardens in Waterford, they need the Prime Minister, Mia Mottley. They need Mia. They need you. They need you to step in. They need you to step in and make sure that their pay is safe. They don't have to worry about their pay being taken from them. NIS is paid when they're out on sick leave, and it's legitimate that they get paid. They're taken care of. If they're taking care of Barbados, because any venue that takes care of tourists, they're taking care of the whole of Barbados. Let's not fool yourselves about this. They're taking care of all of Barbados. So if they're taking care of all of Barbados, the employees at this particular venue, at this particular agency, at this particular place, they just want they don't want anything that's phenomenal or extra or whatever. They just want what's coming to them. They just want what they deserve. They want what they deserve. They too have to feed themselves. They have to pay their rent, pay their mortgage. They may have a wife, a little sweetheart, some kids. They need to be able to take care of their people too. It can't only be you, Mia, and your favorites, and then for what people that get back, leave or come back and don't have to worry about things. Nah. People need to be taken care of when they do a full day's work, an honest day's work. They need to be taken care of, and they don't need you, Juan. They don't need you talking down to them. They don't need to be mistreated when they're at work. Why? Because you think that you're in the office and you're sitting in a big chair or whatever, that you are better than them. You're all in the same boat. All of you are in the same boat, and it'd be better. It would be better if you just looked out for each other. You just have to look out for each other and just wish. Just wish everyone well. Want good for each other, because you're all in the same situation. Okay? Don't let your ego control you. Okay? Do not be controlled by your ego. Your ego is demonic. It's a demonic part of you. It's the dark side of you. Your ego is the dark side of you. Okay? So come to terms with that. Come to terms with that and treat people well. Give them an honest day's living. If they're giving you an honest day's work, pay them. pay them. And when they do get tired, we all get tired. All of us need a break, need some time off. And when they do get tired, or if they need a day off, and if you're saying that your family comes first, guess what? They feel the same way about their family, okay? They feel the same way about their families, okay? So that's it for this one, okay? Mia Mottley, take a look at this, okay? Take a look at this. This is a venue that's taking care of all of Barbados because it's entertaining tourists, okay? This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.